Hola, from the west side. It is me coming in just a little late tonight. Happy Thursday, y'all. Hey, 1SP, thank you for liking and sharing. As always, I appreciate your support. It is my Friday because tomorrow, for those of us who are working, since the 4th of July is a national holiday in the United States, and it falls on a Saturday this year. A lot of people are off tomorrow. So I'm off tomorrow. So this is my Friday night. And I'll tell you, there's been a lot going on this week. On and off YouTube. I mean, now that I don't know, things are, people are starting to come out of hibernation, so to speak. We're now getting to see a lot of the foolery of the celebrity world, Black entertainment in particular. It's been an interesting week to me, just listening to different people give their points of view in regards to Jada Pinkett Smith and August Alsina and Will Smith and their quote unquote open marriage and the interview that August Alsina gave. Jada, of course, is denying it. I mean, she and Will have denied for years that they have a open marriage. Hey, Six Figure Days. Hey, Angel. I saw your new place. I know you're excited. Congratulations again, Angel, on your new place. Thanks for coming, Six Figure Days. I ain't seen you in what, 24 hours? But yeah, this stuff with Jada, and let me just tell y'all, I'm gonna say this must be some Be More stuff. Let me get you, Six Figure Days. There you go. Thank you for coming in, Six Figure Days. But yeah, this must be some Be More stuff or celebrity Be More stuff. Let me just put it like that, because both her and Monique into this open marriage stuff. She did. And Jada was supposed to be her friend. So, Tisha, she's not feeling it. She's not feeling it. Not feeling it at all. And now here's the thing. This boy, and I'm going to call him a boy, because August Alsina is what? Maybe in his late 20s now. But when all of this stuff allegedly happened, he was like in his early 20s, like barely out of his teens. And Jada is in her 40s, almost 50 now, but she was still in her 40s at that point. So she has this boy by at least 20 years. I just feel like it's a messed up situation. And if it were a man doing this to a young girl, people would look at it differently. But because it's an older woman with a younger man. And apparently Will's cool with it. These people people get money and then they just do weird stuff. I mean, is this how marriages are today?
No, it's the content of the character.
Open marriages.
Before you get rich and famous, guess what? You're a rich and famous little bitch.
I'm looking to see what 6 Figure Day something's going on. But this is real bad. Cause what I'm gonna ask the question that another content creator asked. Shouts out to Jovi Beauty. What grown man buys buys a house for his boy? And then they don't, and his wife knows about it, but they don't tell his boy's wife what's going on. Because supposedly, and I like Will, y'all. Let me just get that part straight. I like Jada too, but the stuff that I'm hearing, y'all. And, I've had my exposure to stuff going on in the music industry. But see, the music industry is one thing. This is, this the Hollywood. This the movie. And, the way that they move in one is not the way that they necessarily move in the other. But I'm going to just tell y'all, there's a lot of stuff going on out here. With those, when they have those secret parties and everything. And I'm talking about swinger parties. I don't know if they go on anymore, but I know people that used to go to them, and they told me how the game worked. They get a text as to, they find out right before they were supposed to go where it was. And it was a non-disclosure thing. But I'm like, stop it. What happened to the sanctity of marriage? Or what happened to if you don't want to be with this person, in all parts of the marriage, including, the intimate part of the marriage, then don't step out on the marriage. Just don't be in the marriage. Oh, Jovi Beauty 6 Figure Days. She's out of New York. Brooklyn May. And she was talking about it. I know Tasha K talked about it as well. Tasha went in. Tasha went in. And I mean, all kinds of stuff has just been popping up, but this boy, did a full length interview about it, and it makes you wonder, was the Red Table Talk conversation with him to keep this from happening? Because this is, the way it seems to me is that in his mind, he thought that, Jada was gonna leave Will and be with him. Now, clearly that's not straight thinking. Maybe their marriage is a marriage of convenience at this point. I mean, their kids are grown. And, maybe it's cheaper. It's the cheaper to keep her thing, I don't know. Or, maybe this her little fling with August, was the shot in the arm for her marriage with Will, and now he and her are moving on. But I hear he has his own side pieces. Is she? I don't know if she's Wiccan or not. 1SP. Yeah, Will's first wife, Cherie, she was on one of those other reality shows. I think she was on the show with I want to say she was on the show with Nicole Murphy and R. Kelly's ex-wife. And I think Shantae Moore was on there too. Of course, I'm friends with Kenny. Well, Kenny is friends with my brother. So I'm friends with Kenny Lattimore by association. And I've actually, he knows who I am. We've talked and stuff. But I don't know when, all the times I ever met Shantae Moore, let me just say this. This is a side note, y'all. The girl was not a very nice person. She just was not nice. And I think he's in a better situation with that judge he married. He married Judge Faith now. Hey, Jazzy. Well, she's a new creature, all right. I hope she's better than she was when she was with her 2 ex-husbands. Because first she was with Kadeem Hardison, and allegedly he put hands on her. Allegedly. Then she was with Kenny Lattimore, and he was her knight in shining armor. And then, she came out of that saying all kinds of crazy stuff about him. So I don't know. She didn't claim that he put his hands on her though. But like I said, she didn't come off as a nice person to me. She's a beautiful woman, but I don't know. She just Dwayne Wade. What about Dwayne Wade? What about? Are you talking about Gabrielle Union and Dwayne Wade? I can't even talk about Gabrielle Union and Dwayne Wade. They're special, y'all. They are special. I don't understand that situation with with his, son and, her bonus child, if you want, who wants to become a female. And I understand being supportive, but he's a child at this point. And you just have to be very, very careful that you're not pushing him into something that may just be, it may not be what he wants to be when he grows up. It may just be what he wants right now. And I'm not saying that that's the case, but when the other parent, his biological mom, is against it, that's a very touchy situation. Oh, you talking about Dwayne Wayne? Yes, Shantae Moore was married to Dwayne Wayne. And allegedly, he put hands on her. That's what allegedly supposedly happened. She might have cheated on Kenny. I know their son is, well, my understanding is that Kenny pretty much got majority custody of the son. But I think he's out of high school now, so I think he's grown. So I don't think there's any money for Shantae. So I think she needs to sing for her living. You know? But she's with some other guy, or was with some other guy. I don't know. She wasn't really nice. I know that much. I met her when she was with Kenny, and she wasn't nice. And I was just like, God, he's such a nice guy, you know. And before he was with her, I remember back in the day, he was engaged to the girl who played as Laura Winston. What was the name of that show? Was it Family Matters? Yeah, Family Matters. Yeah, he was married. He was engaged to her. They never got married. But I know she's from DC. That's what I'm saying, Six Figure Day. And see, Dwayne Wade's son, who prefers to be called her, is, I think he's like a tween. He's not even a teenager yet. That is so young to be making, you know, that kind of decision. Now, I know that there are other kids where that was what happened. Like, I think that kid, they had a reality show on Jazz. Yeah, it was called The Jazz Life or something. It was on Lifetime or something. But, you know, alternative lifestyles are already really, really hard to be accepted within, you know, the Black community, and I'll say the Black community here and wherever, especially in Africa too. So I just think that they should be supportive, but wait. That's what I think. She's short. She's a little thicker now, but she's a short girl. She's not that tall either. So, and she always looked older than she was, even when she was little. She always, I don't know, seemed like an older soul. Because she basically still looks the same. I mean, see, I know guys that may have been raised by females, so they're may have some ways that may appear like they're that way, so they're like maybe more what you would call metrosexual or whatever, but they're the type that you wouldn't leave If you want to keep your girl, you don't leave your girl alone with them because they'll take her. People think that they are and they're not. I know a few guys like that because other guys would ask me, they're like, is so-and-so? Nope, he's not. I would tell them straight up, he's not. But then there are some that, straddle that fence their whole life. But I just think that it's just so much to put on a child, even if that's what they want. They've got time to make that decision. I understand being supportive because you hear of the horror stories of kids being bullied and, for being different and, committing suicide. So I don't want anything like that to happen at all. I just think that, really you're still developing, until you're in your 20s. Even though they say you're an adult at 18, no, you're not. Not mentally, not emotionally. Maybe if he was saying this at 18, he keeps saying this up until 18, yeah, then it's his decision. But that's a lot. Because we're not talking about sexual orientation. We're talking about, sexual dysphoria, where you believe that you're in the wrong body, that you are the wrong sex. Mr. Steal Your Girls too. Yeah, that's how some of them are. I know. That's and see, that's the thing. If you believe in a higher power, then that's like saying that how you were created was a mistake. And I don't believe that God makes any mistakes. I don't. I mean, you think about the fact that, right now they're out there trying to clone people. They're out there trying to clone too. We know they've cloned animals, but please don't be under the illusion that they're not trying to clone people. Some people think that they've already cloned people, and that some of the people that we see in high profile positions are not the real people and that they're clones, which would be a scary thought. Because you can't clone a soul. You can't clone a spirit. And our inner man is a spirit. You can't clone that. We aren't, that's something we can't create. We don't know. We don't know the entire, secret of how a human being is created, even though we know what it takes for it to happen. That's what I'm saying, 1SP. We're not God. How could we give a clone a spirit or a soul? And here's the thing. I believe that, animals obviously have a consciousness as well. I don't know if it's the same type of like soul like we have, but I think the same thing about when they're cloning these animals. Is it, they've cloned everything, but are they really cloning the entire essence of that of whatever they cloned? Like they're trying to reincarnate. It's just scary. The things that the people in this world are doing. But yeah, people have I guess there's a new definition of marriage in Black Hollywood. Open. That's the new definition of marriage in Black Hollywood. Open. And that's really sad. Because, like these folk are in my age range doing this foolishness, y'all. Will's 50. No, I think he's 51 now. And, Jada's in her late 40s. Monique, well, I think she's closer to my age. Yeah. 1SP, that's what they believe in the manosphere on YouTube. I don't believe in polygamy. I understand that at one point in biblical history, it existed, but it didn't really exist within God's people. It existed within the godless people. So, and I'm not with the Mormons on that on the sister wife thing. I believe one wife, one husband. If you're going to be married, that's the way you should do it. What's this other stuff? That's some old new age stuff. I know that they did that in the tribal situations and everything, but a lot of that had to do with people's mortality rates back then. And the fact that many women died in childbirth. That was one of the reasons why men would have many wives. I loved Ozzie Davis and my soror Ruby D. She's honorary. She was an honorary Delta, and she loved her and Lena Horne. Both were honorary Deltas, and both of them loved Delta Sigma Theta. I loved Ruby D and Ozzie Davis in the older movies that they were in, and then I loved how Spike Lee brought them back in his movies and gave a new generation, the ability to see that talent. Same thing with Cicely Tyson. Tyler Perry's got her out, has had her out there. People don't understand. They were out there doing stuff when, they were out there doing stuff when it wasn't, they didn't like to put blacks out there unless they were fairer skinned. And Cecily Tyson is a chocolate sister, and she was able to get out there and break through some stuff. Y'all remember when she was in Sounder? Remember that movie? Now that's an old movie with Robert Hooks and Kevin Hooks. Kevin Hooks is from the same area that I'm from. Matter of fact, he went to high school with some of my friends. He went to, did he go to Potomac or did he go to Oxon Hill? I think he went to Potomac High School. Yeah, he went to Potomac, which is in Oxon Hill, Maryland. And yeah, and Taraji went to Oxon Hill, which is the other school that's in Oxon Hill, Maryland. The two high schools. I like the book about the dog. What book? What book about the dog? Yeah, but I love Sounder. Now there's a movie that's from the 70s that can't find it for free. Finally found it though. But the cheapest I could find it was for like $4. And that is Cotton Comes to Harlem. That's a funny movie. And if you don't know what they're talking about, when they say Cotton Comes to Harlem, they're talking about cocaine because this was the 70s. Let's see, who's in that movie? Godfrey Cambridge. Judy Pace was in that movie. It was a bunch of people in that movie. It was hilarious. It was a comedy. I was too young to see that movie and I saw it. Hey, Zero. I was too young to see that movie and I saw that movie. Now y'all see why, and I probably shouldn't have seen it because I still remember that movie. Still remember that movie. That was in the 70s. That's what, 40 years ago? Because I had to be under 10. I had to be. One second, guys. I'm cooking something. Y'all know I'm always cooking. I'm gonna make sure I don't burn what I'm cooking. And actually, all I'm doing is frying some French fries right now. Oh yeah, with the free black movies. Yeah, I know. They have a lot of old movies on YouTube, but Cotton Comes to Harlem is not free anywhere. I looked. I could find clips, but the entire movie, no. But I'm gonna watch it this weekend. I'm just gonna break down and pay that $4 and watch it on Amazon Prime. Because it's a funny movie. But there's a new movie that's out, you guys, that I'm thinking about doing a review of, but I'm actually gonna pull it into one of the subjects that we've been talking about, which is colorism. And it's called Skin. And Skin it's very similar to Light Girl, Dark Girl, but it's talking about it from the African perspective and talking about the same stuff that goes on over here. You know, it's probably more prevalent on the continent with women bleaching their freaking skin to make themselves lighter. Like, what the hell? I'm telling you, it is that European indoctrination that has been that has been indoctrinated into everybody. And I'm not just talking about Black people. I'm talking about Asians, Hispanic, Indian, and I mean Indian from India, not Native American, where light, everybody wants to be lighter. It's the European indoctrination. But just watching that movie, you guys, it's on Netflix. If you want to take a look at it, if you have Netflix. And it's really bad. It is really bad. It's, bleaching your skin is really probably frowned upon a lot in the United States. Yeah, people may want their skin lighter here, and you may have the colorism and everything. But for the most part, we're not out there bleaching our freaking skin. But on the continent, it's bad. Like in Nigeria, Kenya, I'm telling you, it's crazy. South Africa, yes, South Africa too. And I mean, I'm sure there are other countries where it's prevalent, but most of the African women that they spoke to were, primarily in those areas. And it was an eye opener. I mean, I knew that it was bad on the continent, and it's about it's the indoctrination of lighter skin is better. So they're bleaching their skin so that it's lighter because they think that that's going to make them more attractive. So then they attract a husband with their bleached skin. But guess what? If you attracted the husband with bleaching your skin, then you're going to have to keep bleaching your skin or lightening your skin or whatever the heck it is that you're doing. Because guess what? That's what he expects. I didn't realize, I mean, that's how deep the colorism is in Africa. Here, we have the inbred colorism in us, when with the house slave versus the field slave mentality. I know, Six Figure. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. One of the ladies that was in that film, Skin, is one of the Nollywood actresses that I've seen in a lot of movies. And she was talking about it. Yeah, because if you look at the African movies, and I'll just speak in regards to the Nollywood ones, you don't see a lot of the fairer skinned Nigerians in those movies. And believe me, I've got friends who are Nigerian. And I know they got dark-skinned Nigerians. But you don't see a lot of them in their movies. And I mean, you see them, yeah, they wear more, I would say, the African or their, African garbs that have been kind of westernized style for some of them. And, a lot of them wear the weaves, because even over there, it's just now, that everyone's just now starting to embrace, their hair. But yeah, I love the Nollywood movies too. I actually saw the movie, or a movie, with real life in cyberspace in it. And I knew it was her, because she's cammed up before. And I think either she said or somebody else said that she used to be an actress in Nollywood. Hey, uppity. Are you eating? Yeah, I'm cooking. I'm cooking bad food. French fries. But that's what someone wanted, so that's what we're having. What'd you say? Yeah. Yeah, but I saw that. I said, oh, it was your typical Nollywood movie. I mean, but I liked the movie. I thought it was. I think she was the lead in the movie, because it seemed to be about her. It seemed to be about her character, at least in the movie that I saw. 1 second, guys. I'm coming right back. I'll talk from where I am, though. But I think she was the lead character in the movie. I don't remember the name of the movie. And I don't know if I saw it on YouTube or if I saw it on Netflix, because I watched the Nollywood movies and I watched them on both. Because there's a lot of Nollywood movies on YouTube that you can watch for free. So I watch them. And I'm subscribed to a couple of those Nollywood channels so I can watch the movies. One second, guys. I'm gonna drink that. Trying to multitask, but I don't want to burn my hands. So, 1 second. All right, I'm coming. I just saw it here. I'll get it. I'm back, guys. I had to get those French fries out of the pan. Now, I'm back. Yeah, they do, but I've watched a few of them, but I like the ones that come on the Netflix, and then I watched some of them on YouTube too. I know, and it's so funny because one of the things, for us, because we're all like, you grow up in the one country, it's different. Like if you're in Nigeria, because people are from different tribes, and even though they are Nigerians, if they're part of the, I think it's the Iburu, and I forget the name of the other one. Yeah, they don't like to intermix between the tribes and stuff. And you see them play that out in some of their movies and every that they do. Oh yeah, yeah they do. Yeah, they use some terms that we no longer use. But they be trying to catch up with. They be trying to catch the terms, but yeah, in the movies they don't tend to be on with everything. They're getting better though. I mean, they're getting better with the Nollywood movies. But yeah, the majority of them, they don't have the kind of budgets, obviously. Heck, they don't even have the kind of budgets that Bollywood movies have. Those Bollywood movies have like huge, mega budgets, and the African movies, I would say from the different regions in Africa, different countries and everything. I like to watch all of those independent films and everything, but they don't get the same type of exposure. That's why I like doing the Oscars when they show like nominees and stuff for the foreign films and everything, because they have a lot of good movies coming out of other countries. Good movies don't just come from here. That's what I'm saying with Bollywood. But, Nollywood, they're not even equal to Black Hollywood, But they're trying and they're getting better. But, the economy in Nigeria is crazy. It's so expensive, and people don't make, that kind of money, and therefore they don't have that type of funding for films. They don't really fund the arts like that there. Yeah, they do, because there's a few series that I watch on Netflix that are from over on the continent, from different countries. Most of them are in English, but a couple of them are in French, because I guess they're in French-speaking African countries. But most of them are in English. And usually if they're speaking any other language, they'll translate it. Oh yeah, the scamming, man, six figures. That is what they are known most for. Y'all, I'm sorry. It's almost the 4th of July. And even though they have said that that people will get fined, and they will go and huge fines for shooting off the fireworks, and the police claim that they're going to keep coming around. They never come around when they're shooting off these daggone things. They never are anywhere to be found. But yeah, there's a couple of the shows that I watch on Netflix that are there's one that's called Blood something. It's a series. And then they have this other one, I can't think of the name of it, but the girl is like a spy or something. think that one is out of Kenya or out of Uganda. I don't think that one is out of. It's not out of Nigeria. But that's what I'm saying. When we know probably more about Nollywood than we know about movies in other countries on the continent, or television series in other countries on the continent. But it's really funny when you watch some of them, because you can see the Western influence. You can see the Western influence, and even though, they're doing things that are probably like more within the style of wherever they are, such as the comedy may be different and everything, but when they're doing like some of their drama series or their dramatic movies and everything, you can see the Western influence. But I love watching, I like watching movies and stuff, so. And thankfully, my guy does too. He probably likes it more than I do. But I watch a lot of movies. I mean, what's the point of getting, having Netflix or Amazon Prime if you're not gonna watch movies? That's the whole point. Hey, Mella. Yes, thank you, Miss Mella. If you guys haven't taken a look at my last vlog, I'm trying to get it up to 100, at least 100 views. And the reason I'm trying to get up to at least 100 views is so it will hit the algorithm, as they say. But it's on being Black and autistic and dealing with law enforcement. And the information that I put out in that, I kind of just expounded on some information that someone else had researched. And I'm actually going to reach out to the young lady that I got that information from. She doesn't have a YouTube channel, but she is a Black woman on the autism spectrum. And she's also a behavior therapist, and she has, I think a social worker. But I'm going to see if I can reach out and maybe do an interview with her and put it up on my channel. But if you guys get a chance to look at that information, and if you know anyone who has a kid or a young adult on the autism spectrum and they are Black, please have them to take a look at the video, because here's the thing. Everyone, all of us who are Black Americans, for the most part, have to have certain conversations with our children, about dealing with law enforcement. But the way you have to do that with someone on the autism spectrum, depending on where they fall on the spectrum, is not the same. And a lot of it is you have to basically, make them memorize certain things, and so that they'll remember to do it. It's not as easy a process. So the video that I did was just giving some tips for parents, and caregivers. I'm looking to see what you guys are saying. But it's the truth, I mean, some of the things that I talk about in there, I talk about the statistics, because when you talk about Black men and women being killed by law enforcement, some of them are on the autism spectrum. You know, sometimes they think that they have some mental thing going on because they don't know that they have autism. You know, so it's just until officers are trained to deal with our kids and our young adults on the spectrum, we have to teach our kids and our young adults on the spectrum how to deal with law enforcement. The same as we have to teach our kids that are not autistic, you know? Because all they see is a black kid. All they see is a black boy. All they see is a black girl. They don't see autism. You know? They don't see it. You can't see autism. You know, but if you talk to someone with, you know, like if you see my son and he starts talking, you're like you and you've been around people with autism, you can pretty much, you can tell that that's what's going on. You know, when my son was little, people weren't as familiar with autism as they are now, which is why it's very sad that with as many people that have autism, that our law enforcement don't or not properly trained. And granted, that's really not supposed to be their job, you know, but they should know how to deal with someone so that they can get the right people there to deal with the person who has autism. That's all I'm saying. You know, I'm still thinking about that little white boy with autism that was in the back of some of sheriff's car, and he was white. So I can only imagine. If it was a black child with autism. I can only imagine. So if you guys get a chance to watch that, I would greatly appreciate it. I would greatly appreciate if you tell others that you know about it. I am shouting it out on some of my Facebook groups, but the sucky thing about the autism groups on Facebook is that most of them don't want you to talk about anything you have going on. I only have one that I can post about it in. So I'm going to post about it in that one. And I'm going to post about it in the private group that my sorority has. See if I can get some of them to come over and look. Because it is about Black and autistic lives matter too. You know? And it all needs to be addressed. But I see that I'm almost at my hour, y'all. And even though I don't have to go to work tomorrow, I'm not gonna be on here all night long. But I do know that there's some new features in StreamYard, y'all. Now I hear that we can have up to 10 people on a panel. So that's going to be really exciting. It's going to be up to 10 people. And I also heard that you can now use StreamYard mobile from your phone. I'm going to test the mobile tomorrow. I'm going to see if I can do StreamYards from my phone. Let me come on so you guys can see me. So I say goodbye with my face on the screen. Hold on. Hey, everyone. And my hair is kind of like all over the place. It's there. It's still purple. Oh, here comes David, y'all. Here comes David. Here comes David. He's coming. You want to say hi?
Hi.
Say hi, YouTube.
Hi, YouTube.
Oh, he wants to you want to do that? Okay. Okay. See, that's all. He just wants to do that for you guys. He just wants you guys to see him do that. All right, guys. I will see y'all tomorrow. I probably am going to do a test from my StreamYard to see if StreamYard does work on my phone during the daytime. But I'm going to be out there looking at places because y'all know I have to move. I'm going to be moving sometime soon. So I'm going to be like Angel, moving. Hey, Jack. So I'm going to be moving. And I will be doing that with most of my day off. But I will come on and test out the StreamYards, see if it works from my phone. And if it doesn't, I can just do it from my mobile app. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Until then, I offer you guys peace and blessings from the West Side. Everybody be safe. Be safe, be safe, be safe, especially this weekend. I know most things are shut down, but y'all, people are still getting sick. And this is a plague. Okay? It's a plague. No matter how it happened, where it came from, it's a plague. Y'all be safe. Peace.